Okay, guys,
I haven't been showing a lot of garden stuff because we have so much going on with animals and getting them out on pasture and all of that good stuff. I heat checked Mrs. Pigglesworth this morning. No heat, which is good. That is good. So we want her to be pregnant because we AI'd her or artificially inseminated her a, 2 weeks ago. And so on the 15th is when she should be in heat. I am seeing no signs. Usually you see like a swollen vulva or something before then, and no signs yet. So I just thought we'd get in the garden today since we've been ignoring the garden. I have started starts. I got plenty of starts that need to go out this morning. We'll see how that goes, and I'll show you what I have started for
this year our tomatoes are doing fantastic. I have to raise these up because they're doing so fantastic. I up-potted these the other day. Didn't share it with you because I just haven't had the greatest luck on starts here in Tennessee. I had really good, maybe it's because I had more time to focus on it. Chris is helping me focus on it this year. I've been kind of a scattered brain because we have so much going on, and he is making sure that I turn off our lights, that I water on a regular basis. And so I had a fan on these guys when they were really young. I need to raise these up as well, but they are doing fantastic. We have a lot of yellow pear. We've got fireworks. That's an early super beef steaks. And what else do we have here? Mortgage lifter. We have San Marzanos, and let me see what this one says right back here. Great red beef steak. So, I still, even though we're on the carnivore diet, put our own sauce away because we're doing a 90-day carnivore challenge for Chris and I, and so we don't know if we're going to stick with it. I don't know if I'll be sticking with it. He might be sticking with it for a long time, and I may go keto. So there may be some things that I can eat later on. I don't know if tomatoes are one of them, but if I will still make sauces and stuff out of it because, you always have people that come over. My mother-in-law still eats here and she is not carnivore. And it's just nice to have this stuff still. If we're going to eat something, I'd rather have it, homegrown instead of from the supermarket. So that's why we're doing it. I've got cauliflower and lettuce and broccoli ready to go in the garden. I'm going to get that in the garden, and I'm going to amend it mostly after I get it in the garden. So just because of the very fact that it might start raining and I want to get in the garden before it rains, I can always amend it later. I will put some biotone, and that will help get it started anyways. And then I'll add what I usually add for my broccoli and my cauliflower is I make sure that I have bone meal in there, and I give it like 3 or 4 feedings of bone meal during its cycle, and then, or during its season, and then I make sure that it gets a lot of nitrogen. So that's what we're doing. And yesterday I didn't film it because I just wanted to get something in the ground. I got the onions in the ground. They're so tiny, but their roots are really good. So I'm hoping, guys, that we will be able to have some good onions this year. We still have plenty of onions from last year. That's why I'm not buying any more. We got onions upon onions in the freezer from last year's harvest. We had a very good we had a very good garlic harvest, which we have garlic out there. And we had a very good onion harvest last year. I was amazed. I had been following a few homesteaders on how they did it. They don't do it organically, but I adapted it organically and made it happen. Will it grow? is who I followed for tips and tricks for growing onions. I think I need to go back and really watch how he starts those seeds, because I needed to start them. Now, this is the one thing. I usually start all my seeds in potting soil. That does not work for these teeny tiny seeds. I'm finding out, like onion seeds. Onion seeds really need really loose seed. And so what I started in was the Jiffy Organic. I started it late, and that's why my seedlings are so small, but they look fantastic as far as their growth rate. And I think they would have been a lot bigger if I would have got them started in December. And so I should do that next year. Start them in December in Jiffy Organic Grow Mix and our seedling starter. This is what I used. So next year I will do that for sure. We'll start our onions that way. We'll start them in December, and we should have good sized onions by the time we get them out in the garden. So let's go plant some things. Okay guys, let's get planting. This is cauliflower. It's called Snowball. And I haven't figured out yet exactly what seeds do the best here. I'm gonna have to do some more research on that, but we are gonna get these in the ground, and I will show you where I planted my onions. So they're just little tiny guys. So we're hoping for the best with them. There's some of them, and then some of them over there. So I have a bed and a half of onions, and so over here, still not done putting up this trellis. We had tomatoes in here. So I probably shouldn't be putting in broccoli in here, but because they're both brassicas, but that's okay. I don't have that much garden space, so I'm not going to worry about it. Grass growing. Because I had the beds covered up, this should be pretty simple to get this cleaned out. Okay. So I'm not digging deep with this thing. I'm just kind of roughing up the surface, pulling out the weeds. This is one of my favorite tools to have. It's just a horseshoe. And you don't have to dig real deep to get the weeds out with it. So you do want to pull out these bigger weeds. When they're really small, you can leave them in there, but when they're bigger, they will reattach. Especially since we have some rain coming, they will reattach. Nice, I'm hearing coyotes in the middle of the day. There we go. Okay, so the bed is nice and fluffed up. And that's the same thing I did for the onions. I fluffed up the bed nice. And I just take out any garbage. Sometimes I have tags in here from the previous year.
So we'll go ahead and get our seedlings. And before I go get my biotone, I'm just gonna kind of place these. I'm gonna do 4 in a row. Just so I know how many I can get in this bed, and it helps me visualize. Instead of just planting them, it just helps me space it right. So that's why I do this now. I didn't used to do this, but it seems to make a big difference when you're spacing things right on how well they grow. These need 1 foot of growing space all the way around them. So, and I also find that when I do this, I can get more in one growing space than I thought I could. Put our little placard, because they think they're only going to go this far. So I'm put my little placard there of what they are. And then, so that's that tray. Now I'm going to go get some broccoli and put it beside it, and we'll probably grow. If I don't have space for all the broccoli, we'll put it down here a little bit. Here's my broccoli. It's a little on the spindly side because the light was too high. But all of these are pretty small. Okay. So let's get these all planted. I'm going to go get my biotone and get that in the ground. These broccolis really need to be planted. You can see all the root system there. And I have a couple cabbages. I'm going to put them on this end. And then the broccoli. There we go. Okay, I went to the store, Tractor Supply earlier, and I found these beauties. So I'm soaking them in Neptune's Harvest with a little bit of water and a lot of starter. So I like to soak my onions before when I buy onions, and these are just red onions.
I had good luck with these last year. So I'm going to go ahead and grow these along with the Walla Wallas that I have, the tiny little Walla Wallas I have in the ground. So there we go. So we'll get those in the ground probably later on today, and that will wrap up that gardening. That will wrap up my gardening. Okay guys, so there is my Walla Walla onions, teeny tiny guys. And then I just planted these from the store after soaking them in Neptune's Harvest for about an hour. So those are all planted. Those are red onions. They don't really tell you what variety. Red onions again. And I put kelp meal down, and there's Biotone. When I put these ones in the ground, I put Biotone. I didn't with the red onions. I don't know why. Cauliflower, so we can make cauliflower pizza. And you can freeze those, by the way. We like to make, I can make a cauliflower crust that's actually really pretty good. I put some bone meal on here after I went to the store. So there you guys go. That is what I got done today. And of course, you saw in the video before this that I got some meat birds and some ducks. So it's been a busy day for us. I didn't put it in the same video because I knew that this video was going to be a little bit longer. But we're so excited. At least we got 15 meat birds for our stomachs. We won't have enough to sell, though, so far, unless Murray McMurray sends that other 30 to us. So God bless you guys. We'll see you guys next time here on Hedgehog's Homestead. Bye.